Church. We're so glad you guys are here with us. We are doing a series on the names of God. Today, we're learning another name for Jesus, which is I am. And in Hebrew, I am means Jehovah. People have been waiting for Jesus for a long, long time, right? And when he finally did come to earth, he wasn't what people were expecting. They were expecting a strong warrior, right? Who's going to solve all of their problems with war. But what actually happened was Jesus came down as a little baby. And people had a hard time believing that he really was the God. So we're going to learn another story of when somebody had a hard time believing that Jesus really was who he says he was, that he is, I am. So let's read our story.
Soon it would be night. Go back to the boat now, Jesus told his disciples, and head back across the lake. I'll say goodbye to all the people here. After the disciples rowed away, Jesus sent the crowd home. He climbed up the mountainside by himself to pray. When it was dark, Jesus was still praying. The disciples were a long way from land, but Jesus could see they were having trouble. A strong wind blew against the boat and made it hard for them to row. Jesus prayed a little while longer. Then he climbed down the mountain and went to join his disciples. But Jesus didn't go in a boat. He walked on the water. The disciples saw Jesus coming towards them, but they didn't know it was him. "Look, a ghost!" they cried. "Have courage," Jesus called to them. "I am with you. Do not be afraid." Peter, one of the disciples, said, "Lord, if it is you, tell me to walk to you on the water." Jesus smiled. "Come on then, Peter," he said. Peter climbed up on the side of the boat. Then he climbed down and stepped onto the water. Would he sink? No! Peter kept his eyes on Jesus and started walking towards him on the water. 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps, 4 steps. But then Peter looked away from Jesus and looked at the waves instead, and he felt afraid and began to sink. "Lord, save me!" he cried. Jesus reached out his hand and pulled Peter up. "Oh, Peter," he said, "your faith is small. Why did you doubt?" Together they got into the boat. And when they did, the wind stopped blowing, and suddenly the boat was at the shore. Peter and all the disciples worshiped Jesus right there in the boat. "You are the Son of God," they said. So, dear God, thank you that Jesus is always the same and always powerful. I love you, Jesus. Amen.
Peter did the impossible. He walked right on top of the water. Have you ever walked on water before?
I jumped.
You jumped in the water? I've jumped in water, like puddles, but I've never walked on top of the water. That's impossible. Peter walked on the water towards Jesus. He did the impossible. But then he started having doubts. Do you know what a doubt is? A doubt is when you wonder if something really is true. So he was wondering, am I really walking on water? Is Jesus really making this happen? This is impossible!
Yeah.
But people aren't supposed to walk on water. And the waves were really high and really scary. So Peter's doubts made him stop focusing on Jesus and focus on the fact that this was impossible. And because he stopped focusing on Jesus, Peter began to sink in the water. Oh no. It's okay to have doubts. It's okay to have questions about God and our faith sometimes. Having questions makes us go on an adventure to find the truth. So questions are actually really good. And if you have a doubt, the best thing you can do is turn to Jesus and ask him about it. Read the Bible. Seek out what your answers are for your doubts, okay? Being a follower of Jesus doesn't mean that you have all the answers. It doesn't mean that you understand everything. It's always an adventure. You're always learning and growing and learning new things and having questions. Just like with your friends. When you want to know more about your friends, you ask them questions. And that's how you get to know them. And Jesus is the same. He wants us to ask questions and learn about him. we don't automatically know every single thing about our best friend, but over time we do. We know more about our friends, right? By spending time with them. Jesus does not get angry when we have doubts. He wants us to turn to him. He wants us to find the answers. What should we do when we have doubts? We should turn to the Bible. We should talk to Jesus. We should talk to leaders or pastors, anybody that we know, to help find those answers. So when you have doubts or questions, just ask. That's the best thing you can do. Tell Jesus you believe, but you have questions too. The Apostle James wrote, "If you need wisdom, ask our generous God, and he will give it to you. He will not rebuke you for asking." So keep your eyes on Jesus, because he is who he says he is. He is the I am. He is Jehovah. I am, who is always with you and ready to help you when you doubt. So we can thank God that he's given us answers and he loves us so much. And one way we can do that is through worship. So let's do a song.
You are here, moving in our midst. Worship you, worship you. You are here, working in this place. Worship you, worship you. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you, I worship
Thank you guys for joining us. We love being able to learn more about God and Jesus with you guys. We're going to pray for you, and then we're going to say goodbye. So, dear Jesus, thank you for all that you've done. Thank you that questions are good and that you answer them and that you're not afraid of our doubts, but you use them to draw us closer to you. Help us to be brave and to find the answers to our questions that we have of you and to learn more about you and how much you love us. In your name, amen. Bye.